What's up everybody, another beautiful day on the Dragonflight beta, and we're back with some more raid guides and previews. Today we're taking a look at Mythic Broodkeeper in the new raid Vault of the Incarnates. Now this is beta testing, so a lot of things can change, be added, or well scrapped altogether. So what is new for the excellent Broodkeeper on Mythic? A lot actually, or rather a lot of reworked stuff compared to on Heroic. So as far as Mythic additions goes, you have Static Field. The area around the staff that the Broodkeeper slams down is now electrified and deals damage to players who stand in it. And Wildfire launches flames to nearby locations. You can spawn a swirl where you are, and some near you as well. Fire bad. Diurna's Gaze, which is the 10% damage taken increase to players within 50 yards of the boss. This now gets increased by 1% every 7 seconds, and this stacks lasts for 30 seconds. So the longer you smack the boss, the harder the boss will smack back, and everything else. Now to tie in with this, Broodkeeper's Bond has been reworked a bit. Still keeps you from actually killing the boss without cracking all the eggs, but it now also increases damage done by 100% and damage taken reduced by 50%, as well as heals 5% of their max HP every 10 sec to any ad within 50 yards of the boss. And this is true for all difficulties, not just Mythic. So this just means you cannot tank any ad near boss ever, and you'll need to have a route-ish for how to move the boss between the eggs to avoid empowering any ads where they spawn. Now all of this aside, on Mythic, Broodkeeper has deviled up all the eggs and spiced up the ad spawns, so if you saw my Heroic Broodkeeper video, you might remember that my initial thought seeing the eggs was that, ew, these eggs would spawn an ad corresponding with its color/element. So fire egg, fire ad. This was not the case in normal or Heroic. But it is in Mythic. Now that being said, you'll only ever see this if you actually fail at the mechanics, fail breaking an empowered egg, and you get an ad. But regardless, it's a nice touch, and who knows, they've changed the fight a lot already, maybe they changed it to include these more. Anyways, the ads you can get are Earth Reaver, Flamebender, Frost Dragon, and Stormbringer, which are the big ads that spawns throughout the fight. So getting more of these at any given point is extremely bad. Now speaking of ads, throughout the fight, boss will spawn ad packs from various places around the room. Now these spawn points have been consistent across normal and heroic, but completely changed for Mythic to not only spawn in different locations, but also more frequently and with more mobs in them, and a mix of big ads rather than just one per element. Sadly, the hardest mechanic on this fight while testing was lag, so didn't see more than 2 sets of ad spawns. However, those tells us pretty much all we need.
Cue the picture!
So this time around, ad packs spawn in sets of 2. So you'll get one big ad pack, then 10 seconds later or so, a second ad pack close to the first one, and then you get a 30-45 second long break before the next double spawn. Hopefully that makes sense. So the first ad set, for example, spawned on the Earth Fire side of the room. First pack has 1 Earth Reaver, 1 Flamebender, 2 Legionnaires, and 1 Mage. And second pack has 2 Earth Reavers, 2 Mages, and 1 Legionnaire. Rip tanks, so just a tad more ads than on Heroic and a lot rougher combos, especially later on in the fight where you get combos like 3 Mages, 2 Stormbringers, and a Frost Dragon, which is gonna shred the raid. Now if we combine the fact that you have massive ad spawns with roughly 45 seconds in between them from what I could tell, and the new Mythic mechanic Lingering Gaze, which increases player damage taken as long as they're within 50 yards of the boss, this means we're gonna split the raid into 2, alternating most likely on every ad spawn. So on pull you'd have everyone slapping boss, ad spawns, half the raid runs over and nukes it down, and the second one that spawns a few seconds after, as soon as both of those are dead, they run back to boss, and the other half runs out and deals with the new set of ads that spawns. And this could be interesting. You'd probably have to do an Anduin type split where you hold cooldowns, so each team always have some DPS cooldowns for each ad pack, more cooldowns or fewer depending on what ad combo you get. Anything with the Frost Dragon probably needs to die fast, and Flamebenders are real annoying as well now because their cauterizing flash flame targets all ads, so it needs to be purged or dispelled, otherwise everything just heals a ton. Go Shadow Priest! And yeah, that's pretty much it for what's new for Broodkeeper. Some final thoughts about the current shape of the fight. Depending on how hard everything is tuned, this might be a 3-tank angle here. Some ad packs are a bit crazy depending on how long they're alive. 3 Earth Reavers, for example, will make your tank cry eventually. And the boss also has a stacking dot on the active tank as well as as Immortal Strike that lasts for 8 seconds, 16 seconds in phase 2. Now, hopefully that won't be the case, as that'll bring a whole nother subset of problems for certain raid teams. Although, depending on how the rest of the ad packs looks, might be a case where you go for more or fewer in one group to have more DPS for really harsh packs and vice versa. Hard to say without pulling this for a day or two. All in all, I really like this fight. It is super fun juggling single target damage on boss and 10 target AoE on ad packs, as well as getting new combination of ads in each pack, which means you're gonna have to pay attention to a lot more things. You'll need kicks or stun for all the mages, you need to purge Flamebender Cauterize, potentially tank swap on Earth Reaver packs, you gotta cool down the Frost Rakes, make sure all the Stormbringers are interrupted when they're up, and yeah, it's just hectic. And a lot of fun. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Excited for some AoE padding? Now if they make major changes to the fight and we get to test it again, I'll revisit this. Otherwise I'll drop an updated guide once the raid goes live. And we've defeated the Broodkeeper. Now don't forget the usual stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. It really helps me out. I stream progression and testing on Twitch Thursdays and Sundays. And whenever there's raid testing. Make sure to check out my Patreon if you want to help support me, my work, and my goal of upgrading my sad computer. You also get access to the Stankie Discord as a patron or Twitch sub where you can get help with anything PvE related. And it's also filled with a ton of awesome people to help you out with any questions you might have. On that note, make sure to check out the Liquid Women in Warcraft Discord as well for a supportive and safe Warcraft community. I'll leave a link to this in the descriptions below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.